guys, what's up? It's Sabrina here and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about some of the things that I did to study for my boards exam, which helped me to pass. So let's get into the video. So the first thing you want to do is set a test date. When you set a test date, it literally gives you a deadline and it tells you how much time you have to study. So today is April 16th, I believe. So let's say you're taking the test May 16th. So that gives you a month to study approximately. So then the next thing you want to do is to schedule how much time you want to study. So what I did was usually set aside maybe like 2 hours to review content and to do questions all together. Because you don't want to overstudy. You're not in nursing school anymore. You don't need to be studying 5-6 hours for a final exam. You want to keep it simple basically. So the next thing that I did do was watch videos on content, and how I did that was the free way, which is using registered nurse RN. It's the lady, she has an accent, but she has tons of video covering so many subjects, and she really breaks it down for you. Now, if you're looking for something paid, I did use a website called nursing.com, and they have a membership where you pay $35, but because of the COVID, they are having a reduced price, which is $25 a month. And what they give you are tons of videos, including pharmacology, med surg, pediatrics, OB, EKG, electrolytes, all that important stuff. And they literally break it down so that you can understand it. And they have the video will be at the top, and then they have like a summary, and then they do have a transcript of the whole video. So if you want to read that, you can read that. And they do have an app, which is great. I love that. The next thing I did was questions. I cannot say this enough. You need to practice questions because you can read as much content as you want, but questions is the real way to really study. Because you need to learn test-taking strategies, basically. When you're answering questions, there's different types of questions. Like on NCLEX, you have select all that apply questions. You have the drag and drop order questions. Like if they give you a question about catheter and they want you to put the steps in order. They have priority questions. That is a big one on NCLEX. So what I did was I studied about 75 to 100 questions a day. Now, I feel like I have the attention span of a squirrel, so I cannot sit there and do 100 questions in one sitting. So what I did was I broke it up in half. So I'll do 50 in the morning and 50 in the afternoon. Or just do them throughout the day and just at least get 75 done. That should be your main goal. Because the NCLEX-RN, the minimum is 75. You don't want to overload yourself with questions because you do want to read the rationale. When you do answer questions, read the rationale actually read it to understand it. Don't just read it and go to the next question. Because in the rationale, you will learn a lot. Because there were some questions I got on UWorld. When I read the rationale, I'm like, I did not even know this. You learn a lot on questions. So what I used to do questions was UWorld. And what I like about UWorld is that it looks more similar to the NCLEX in regards to color, where the timer is, and the way the question is set up. It really looks similar to the NCLEX. And then they do have very detailed rationale. They're not just going to tell you, oh, okay, you got so-and-so question wrong. What they do is they break down every answer choice and tell you why this answer is either incorrect or correct, which is really good, and that's how you really learn from it. And with the UWorld, you can go back to previous questions that you've answered maybe weeks ago and review it. And what you can also do is save, let's say there's a rationale that you really like, you can highlight it and save it as a flashcard and give that flashcard a name so you can easily go back to it later on. And UWorld also has tons of pictures. And I like that because it's nice to see pictures, not just words on rationale, because sometimes the pictures really help you. I'm not even I'm a visual learner, so I like to see pictures, and that helped me a lot. And I literally saved every picture on every question that I got, and it really did help me. With UWorld, your goal should be to get at least 60% or higher on your test. And the test, you can do minimum 5 questions to maximum 75 questions at a time. So when I first started UWorld, I was getting, I'd say 50s, in the 50s, and I'm like, damn, I'm doing really bad. So I went on the UWorld forum. I'm like, okay, so everybody else is getting around these scores. So apparently with UWorld, you have to get greater than 60 or at least 50s. You don't need an 80%. Like we do 80%, that's really good, I'm not even gonna lie. But your goal should be at least get into the 60. With UWorld, they break down the tests, the assessments I should say, into like sections. So you can do med surge, and then they break down the med surge into respiratory, cardiac, cardiac, the GI system, all of that. And they have pharmacology, and you can even go into more depth and try to do just priority questions, because priority is a big one on the NCLEX, so you want to focus on that. And UWorld has 4 different subscriptions that you can pay for. I paid for the one that was $159, which is 60 days. That you have 60 days of access to the UWorld, and you only have 1 assessment. And you have, but when you activate the assessment, you have 14 days to complete it. But there is another one. The smallest one is 30 days for $129. But with the $129, you do not get an assessment. But I do highly recommend that you at least get the 60-day one with the assessment. The next one is 90 days for $199, and it does come with 2 assessments. I think 90 days is a little bit way too much to be studying for boards. I feel like you at least need 60 days to at least, like, 30 days to 60 days. But I don't think you need 90 days. Unless you're in nursing school and you really want to do practice questions. That's the only reason I'd suggest that. And then they have the 180 days for $279. And it comes with 2 self-assessments, and you can reset one of the self-assessments. That's way too long, honestly. So I do suggest getting the 60-day one, which is $159. But yeah, that's what I did, and I feel like UWorld really prepared me for the NCLEX, because when I took it, I felt like the UWorld questions were way harder than the ones that I got on NCLEX, and that's a good thing, because you don't want the ones on NCLEX to be harder. So yeah, I did pass my NCLEX with 69 questions, which is odd, I know, but that's because of the coronavirus. But I do hope that this video did help you. And if you have any questions, please comment it below. And I do have my email in the details. You can email me any questions that you have if you want to talk to me personally. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye.